Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a quick video on an eye look that you can do with glasses. I know that lots of people wear glasses and feel like they can't or shouldn't do anything with their eyes because you can't really see it when you're wearing glasses. And I think that when you're wearing glasses, you should still do your eyes up because, you know, it just gives your overall look a little bit extra oomph. The glasses that I have today, some people wear glasses and they're just like normal looking, which is totally fine. Some people have glasses that are more fashion forward, which is totally awesome too. I just got these brand new glasses. You might have seen, if you follow my Instagram, you might have seen a couple posts that I did with them. So I figure what better way to promote wearing glasses than to do a little tutorial. So I'm gonna be using the Naked Reloaded. This is a beautiful palette that's brand new from Urban Decay. It's nice because it's promoting more of those kind of like neutral colors. It has a couple bolder colors that they've thrown in there, which is really pretty. So if you're somebody who's looking for a new palette and you like wearing more nude colors, then this is an awesome palette to invest in. It has some matte colors, it has some shimmery colors. Some of the shimmery colors like Reputation and Barely Baked, Angel Fire, these guys all in here are great to use for just like a natural everyday shimmer. So with that being said, I'm gonna do something a little bit more dramatic. Something that you may not necessarily wear every single day, but if you're open to it, then that's great. So I'm just starting with my primer. Again, primer is so important. It's just gonna help keep my makeup on all day. I'm going to use a flat brush. Okay, actually no. I'm gonna start with my contour first. So I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush. This is the brush that came in the Naked Cherry palette, the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. It's actually really pretty. I'm gonna start with Retro, which is this color right here. It's a really nice kind of orangey color. And I'm gonna put that in my crease. If you have blue or like greeny eyes, this kind of like peachy color is really pretty, especially coming into the warmer weather. If we ever get warmer weather, here in the GTA, it is April and it's still pretty cold, which is unfortunate, but our reality. So this is a really nice color that you can incorporate into your look and just kind of have your eyes pop. And again, just working that right into the crease. And you can see already just with that little pop of color that my eyes are already brighter. And even if you have brown eyes, don't be afraid to use color. I know lots of times people with brown eyes are like, oh, I'm just gonna stick with my brown shadow or my beige shadow, but you know, there's no reason why you can't incorporate a little bit of, you know, peachy tones or plum tones in there too. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with my flat brush and I'm gonna use this color here, Angel Fire. It's kind of like a pinky shimmery color. And I'm gonna put that on my whole lid. My 2-year-old should be sleeping. I don't know if you can hear her or not, but she's crying and I'm not gonna get her because I'm hoping that she's gonna fall asleep in the time that I do this video. So I'm just pressing that color on the center of my eyelid, and then from the inner corner to the center, just pressing it in. I don't want to go too far over onto this side because we don't want to take away any of that peachy color. And this is also a great way, using that kind of peachy tone is a great way to incorporate color into your look without wearing like a crazy dark color. Okay, I'm gonna use Bribe, which is this color here. I'm gonna use that right in the center, or right on the inside corner. Ooh, don't poke yourself in the eyeball. Just to create a little bit of lightness. And then with a different fluffy brush, something that's clean, I'm gonna use something like that. I'm gonna use that same color, Bribe, and I'm gonna use it underneath my brow, and just to blend that peachy color in. And I'm not covering that crease color, I'm just working over it. All right, on the other side of this brush is like a really tiny, brush. I was gonna call it a blending brush, but it's not really a blending brush. It's super short and the bristles are really nice and tight together. So this is a really great brush to use if you're looking to place color intensely onto the eye. You're gonna get a lot of color in one spot when you use a color like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go in with this color here, Burn. I'm just gonna dab it in like so, just dab off any excess product, and I'm gonna use it right in my lash line on the outside, and I'm just gonna bring it up a little bit just to give a little bit more depth to the eyeshadow, to the eye look. I wanna give a little bit of that nice kind of brown shimmery effect without covering that peach. If I do find that I cover too much of the peach, I can always go back in. Oh my gosh, baby's crying. Okay, so we can see how we have a little bit of that color on the outside. And then with that fluffier side that I use the peach color, I'm not actually gonna go back in with the peach. I'm just gonna use whatever is still on the brush, and I'm just gonna blend into my crease just to kind of blend that darker color in a little bit. And then from here, I'm actually going to leave my eyes alone. I'm gonna do my face. I have my Beauty Blender. I have my Inglot HD foundation in 76. This is like my go-to foundation. And I like using the Beauty Blender instead of my fingers because I find that it really just blends the foundation in really, really well. sometimes I go in after with my hands to just kind of like press all of the product in to kind of warm it up, but I do find that using the Beauty Blender just allows for like a really quick application, but just blends everything in really nicely. Oh baby. Okay, so instead of using concealer, I'm actually gonna use the liquid foundation from Arbonne. It has an SPF 15 in it. This one is porcelain. I'm just gonna pump a little bit onto my sponge, just like the size of a pea. And I'm just gonna go in. I don't like to use like heavy concealers. Just because I like how natural it looks without doing crazy heavy concealers. I find sometimes using foundations gives you the effect of that lightening and brightening under the eyes without doing like a full coverage concealer. You can put a little bit on the bridge of your nose. Oh my gosh. And then sometimes I just like to warm up underneath with my fingers. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to get him. Am I going to have to get him? Let's see. Okay. Just gonna do a little bit of bronzer because you know bronzer is my thing. The other thing, if you don't have bronzers, this palette you could use as your bronzer. So if you have a fluffy brush and you just dip it into like these 3 colors, like this, just kind of fluff it off. Let's see. That's the great thing about neutral palettes is you can almost do your whole face with an eyeshadow palette. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't think of that, but I like to think like how much diversity can you get with an eyeshadow palette? So let's do this. I'm gonna go back in a little bit with those 3 colors. So it's Boundaries, Bucked, and Distilled. It's these 3 colors right at the end here. Distilled has a little bit of a shine to it, which is nice. Just on the outside corner of my nose, jaw. Okay, bear with me here. I'm gonna get him so that his crying is not my background music. Okay, he's in his car seat and I'm rocking him, and let's see if he's gonna go back to sleep. Okay, so instead of using your typical highlighter, I'm gonna use one of the eyeshadow colors from the palette to do my highlight. I'm gonna use the color Barely Baked, which is the second one. Oh, he's a sweaty boy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna use my finger, Barely Baked. It's like a really nice golden color. I'm gonna put that on my cheekbone with my finger. And the nice thing with this tip of being able to use your eyeshadow palettes as kind of like your face palette is that if you're on a business trip or you're on a hockey tournament, at a hockey tournament, you know, away or whatever, and you forget makeup and all you have is an eyeshadow palette, you can do your face, you know, obviously minus the foundation part, but if you have great skin, you don't really need a whole lot of product, which is great. Perfect. So you can see the highlight, which is nice. I put a little bit on the bridge of my nose, my Cupid's bow here. I'm now going to do my eyebrows. So the Urban Decay brow products are amazing. I'll probably use them in almost every video that I do that you see my eyebrows, me doing my eyebrows. The great thing about them too is not only do they have great versatility in terms of colors and all that, but their products are waterproof, which is fantastic. So right now I'm using the neutral brown pencil. It's just the basic pencil. Let's see if I can do this holding him. And the nice thing about using a pencil is that you really can get a natural feel. Like you can get a really nice natural effect to your brows. Oh my gosh, you're like a hot mess. You're a hot mess. And with my brows, I don't, oh, he has a little bit of highlight on his nose, perfect. I don't mind them looking done. I don't have a whole lot of brow, so I like to kind of overdraw them in a sense. And you can see like, wow, like my face looks so different with brows versus without brows. Now I know that it's dark, but I'm okay with it. If you are the type where you don't like to have a dark brow, just use a color that's lighter. You can also use a shadow, which will help fill in any holes in your brow without having them be overly defined. And if you have a nice shape to your brow naturally, then it's great because it ends up being like a really fast process. I have to kind of work a little bit at my brows, so I do spend a little bit more time on them. So, you know, I have like a 5-minute face and then I have my brows. And some of us are not as blessed because we overplucked when we were younger. And now having a fuller brow is a little bit more desired. And let's be honest, it really does accentuate your face a lot more when you have a bit of a fuller brow. I said a bit of a fuller brow doesn't mean you have to have like a crazy thick brow. If you have crazy thick brows, then you're lucky and don't, you know, don't overdo them. But in terms of filling in or working with what you have, my brows are in the middle, and I'm okay with that. The great thing about this pencil is that it does have a brush on the end of it, so you can brush them out afterwards. If I was going out, I might put a little bit of gel on my brows, but I'm not, so I won't. The other thing I'm gonna do is blush. Now, if this palette, this eyeshadow palette, was the only thing that I had and I did want to use something to help with blush, then I would probably use Retro, which is that right here where my pinky is, the color that I actually use on my eyes, which will create a little bit more of like a monochromatic look, which is super cool. I'm actually gonna dip my brush into that color called Retro, and I'm not gonna be upset if I dip it into the colors right beside it because they're still kind of neutral. They have a bit of a shimmer to them, but I'm okay with that because I like shimmer. If you have more of a mature skin, then you don't want to use as much shimmer. Work more with the matte colors. But you can see how nice and natural and pretty that looks on my cheeks. Okay, so now that my face is done, before I finish my eyes, I'm actually gonna go in with this nice tight brush with Retro, and I'm gonna put that color right under my lash line. I find that applying a little bit of color under your lash line really helps to complete the eye. So you can see with the color underneath my lash line versus not underneath my lash line, this is a lot more neutral, which I'm okay with. For the purposes of this video though, I wanna do something that you're gonna be able to see a little bit more, especially when you put your glasses on. So this is more of a look that I would do if I was going out somewhere and was wearing my glasses and was, you know, playing up my eyes with product. I want to kind of really accentuate my eyes a lot. This is just the other side, the fluffy. I haven't applied any other color. I'm just kind of blending a little bit more. If you want to go in with more of that brown to give a little bit more depth to the eye, depending on what you're doing, where you're going, definitely I would say do that. I am not going to do that. The other thing you can do too is eyeliner. So, do I have my eyeliner? I have an eyeliner here that is a gray. I've kind of been using colors that aren't black just because black can be really harsh on the eyes, especially because I'm going to use a black mascara. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Smoke, and I'm just going to apply that underneath, and I like it because it will just give a little bit more definition to my eyes without the harshness of like a dark black pencil. And I'm just doing underneath. So see how you can see it's created a bit more definition. My eyes are popping, which is what we want. All right, now I'm gonna curl my lashes. So I have this amazing curler. It is by MAC. I believe I got it at the MAC Pro Store. I am not 100% where you can get these other than there, but if you find one and you have the opportunity to get one, I highly recommend it, especially if you are obsessed with curling your lashes. This is an amazing curling lash curler because it's so tiny. You can really get into all of those lashes on the inside. It's great too if you're curling somebody else's lashes, instead of having to have that person's lashes get all in the big curler. This one is great because it's so much easier. I feel like it puts the person a little bit more at ease when you're doing it in sections versus, like I said, trying to like shove one of those big ones onto somebody's eye, especially people who have smaller eyes. Or sensitive eyes, or who are totally freaked out by the fact that you are going to curl their lashes because they've had bad experiences with it. So this is a fantastic curler. All right, now I'm going to use my Arbonne It's a Long Story mascara, which is my absolute favorite. It is not waterproof, but I love it because it's vegan, it's gluten-free. If you have sensitive eyes, it is amazing. It's one of the reasons why I love Arbonne products, because they're so safe to use, and I find so many people nowadays have so many sensitivities to products that using their products just makes you feel better knowing that there's not crappy ingredients in them. Now, I don't always do my bottom lashes, but because I'm gonna be wearing my glasses, I am gonna do my bottom lashes. Okay, baby. All right, let's see. Can I do this without poking myself in the eye? Ooh. All right, sweet. Okay. I'm so bad. I never have lip product because I just eat it off. So I'm just gonna let it be like this. We'll put our glasses on. Amazing. So, yes, you can see the reflection of my ring light, but you can also see the blueness of my eyes. You can see that I have product on my eyes without it being like super crazy over the top. And as somebody who I'm not really going anywhere, or maybe I'm, you know, running errands or whatever, but I wanted to do something a little bit extra because I'm wearing my glasses and I'm comfortable with this where it's not too much. And then if I was going out to dinner tonight, I could just add on a little bit of that darker brown and just kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, add a lip, and you're good to go. So with that being said, I hope that this video helped you with any tips and tricks. If you have any questions, I am all ears. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Share my page. And I hope that you enjoyed my video. Have a great day.